From our inception, Community of Christ has walked a path of continually affirming the principles that ignite our flames of love, joy, hope, and peace.
It is a message given by God and defined by our enduring principles, laying the foundation for every step of our journey.
A foundation that sees unconditional grace and generosity in every corner of the world, embracing God's gift to creation in the life and teachings of Jesus Christ while freely sharing that message with all, graciously accepting the gifts of each unique soul and exploring our own capacity to share in witness, resources, ministry, and sacraments.
There is divine purpose in every part of creation. It is our calling to discover it, to cherish it for the gift that it is, and in doing so, acknowledge the sacredness of all that has come before and all that is still to come.
We share it through living scripture that shapes our understanding and shouts our witness to the revelations of God. It is alive, breathing life into every day.
And in every day, we see the value of those we encounter. We see how each and every person has inestimable worth and potential. We desire that each person experience wholeness in their body, mind, and spirit.
Because when each of us knows our true worth, we can respond to the unique calling, the persistent voice that invites us, revealing our individual and collective path.
We understand that we are connected, that our choices can affirm the love of God, and how great a responsibility that is.
Peace is within our reach. It is what God desires for all of creation, and what Christ taught with every word and action.
We will reach it by embracing our diversity, celebrating throughout our global family, a commitment to hearing every voiced concern, and cooperating to find ways forward.
All the while, we cherish the blessings of community, being vulnerable to God and each other, looking past borders, personal, spiritual, and political, to the goodness that springs forth from our belief in the power of our worldwide community.
This meaning endures, a message continuously reborn and redefined, but always connected to the source.
The future we seek is made possible by the present we choose.
And for Community of Christ, the present is built upon our enduring principles. Learn more at seaofchrist.org.
Welcome to this series of services where we focus on the enduring principles of Community of Christ. From sharing in Community of Christ 4th edition, enduring principles define the essence, heart, or soul of church identity, mission, and message. They describe the personality of the church as expressed through its participants, congregations, and affiliated organizations throughout the world. This series was developed in response to a viewer's request. Let our online ministries team know if this series is helpful to you. You are also invited to share your thoughts about different series you think there would be an interest in. And now, on to tonight's message.
God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. God said, "Let there be light," and God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. Let there be a sky above the water, and let there be dry ground, and let the land produce vegetation, plants and trees that bear fruit with seeds in it. And then let the waters teem with living creatures. Let birds fly above the earth. Then God created persons in his own image, and created them male and female, and said, "Be fruitful and multiply. Rule over my creation." God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. Tonight's theme, Sacredness of Creation, is just one of our enduring principles that we celebrate. We will be going through all of the enduring principles in the coming weeks in our time together here. So I want to take a moment just to quote from the Community of Christ webpage. Our enduring principles define the essence, heart, and soul of our faith community. They describe the personality of our church as expressed throughout the world. Last Monday was Earth Day. And Earth Day is a reminder of the importance of environmental conservation and sustainability. It encourages us to come together and take action for a healthier planet and brighter future. Earth Day is consistent with our principles of holding creation sacred. The video reading from Genesis 1 was shot on my recent cruise across the North Atlantic. After 6 days of seeing nothing but ocean and sky, that morning I was on the front of the ship to watch the sunrise. And as I watched the sunrise and the island of Madeira, Portugal in the foreground there, it reminded me of this enduring principle that we share: sacredness of creation. As I was reflecting upon the Genesis story, I recall God created everything as we see it and know it. But there are two things in that passage that were important and stuck out to me: that he called it all good, and that he gave us, humankind, dominion over this earth. As Genesis stated, everything he created, the universe, our earth, the creatures on which inhabit this earth, each and every one of us are proclaimed good by God the Creator. I think his love for his creation is expressed in our principle of sacredness of that creation. We are called to be a prophetic church. We are also called to be co-creators in God, who is still creating to fulfill his divine purposes. For me, that divine purpose is revealed in the life and ministry of Jesus Christ. In the church's writings, sharing in community of Christ, we read, "We shall share God's vision of reconciliation, salvation, wholeness, justice, and peace, expressed in the Scripture's definition of shalom, meaning a fullness and completeness of peace." We have all been called to be peacemakers. But what is our principle for peace, or our concept of peace? You know, we have long had a symbol for peace, and it comes from a writing in Isaiah 11. "The wolf will lie down with the lamb, the leopard will lie down with the goat, the calf and the lion and the yearling all together, and a little child shall lead them. They will neither harm nor destroy on all my holy mountain, for the earth will be fulfilled with the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea." This is a part of that definition of shalom. That symbol that has been long used for our church of the child and the lamb and the lion lying down together is a symbol of who we should be. In Ephesians, Paul writes, "But now in Jesus Christ, you who were far off have been brought near by the blood of Christ. For he is our peace. In his flesh he has made us both groups into one, and has broken down the dividing walls, that is, the hostility between us. So he came and proclaimed peace to all who were far off, and peace to those who were near." You know, I believe God created such diversity to say that he is bigger than we can imagine, that his creation is without limit. But yet he showed us that he created all that is good, and he gave us dominion over it. My understanding of creation is it is an ongoing process. Both it creates and destroys. And it's demonstrated throughout Earth's history, such as the Ice Age, and the climate change that has been going on since the Ice Age. Distinctions of dinosaurs through a period of Earth history in which meteor showers apparently covered the Earth. But how do we as disciples apply the scriptures shared earlier, which calls us to have dominion over us, and leads us to react and take actions to help in God's purposes when it both creates and destroys? How do we become better co-creators with him? This creation process that God began reminds us of our vulnerability in this life. It does me. The vulnerability that sometimes puts stress in my daily life. Maybe it does yours too. But you know, we can help ourselves and others if we are active in the co-creation of this process with God. This calling to be active in how we hold creation sacred. You know, the gift of agency both relieves and it sometimes causes stress. For me, at least. The best stress relievers can be good Christian habits, reading scriptures, peacetime and prayer, helping a neighbor, volunteering in communities. For me, some of the things that I do is play golf and forget the world while I'm playing golf out on a beautiful course, or going fishing with my wife, and just getting away from the daily activities. But whatever we decide to do, volunteering, being involved in the community, those are things that we are called as kingdom builders to be part of His process, the process of divine purpose. You know, stress can also be caused by some bad habits, and I'm reminded of a story that a friend told me that when he went to the doctor and they were going over stress and some things in his life, and the doctor advised him just to turn off the noise, turn off the TV, turn off the things that really invade your life and causes those stresses. So use your own action and agencies to lower stress. Eliminate that noise around you. Be involved in good, positive, kingdom-building processes can help us reduce our stress and get us closer to that shalom for which the scriptures talk about. I believe that shalom does not come from earthly things, but processes that we do that are spiritual in endeavors. That in becoming better disciples of Jesus Christ and joining into God's kingdom building processes that are already at work in the world, we can find shalom. Both the spirit and the material, things that we see and things that are unseen, they're related in this process of creation. They're interconnected. And when we join as God's stewards of care and hope for all of creation, we become better disciples. Our calling has always been to join Him in this co-creation process. This process of kingdom building that Christ spoke about. The process of making communities places of peace, love, hope, and joy. I hope that I have sparkled your thoughts of what you can do to be a better disciple, and how the sacredness of creation, when it is upheld as one of our enduring principles in our way of life, makes the world and us better for it. Thank you.